Hello everyone, hope you all are having a great day. My name is Star Wars 101 and the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian is finally here, and I'm going to be honest, this was probably the best Star Wars action I've seen in years. As you can tell by this photo, I was in tears. This was taken moments after the credits started rolling, and I continued to cry for about another hour. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a full breakdown of this episode, breaking down every scene for you just in case you might have missed something along the way. Because when I say this is an episode you are going to rewatch multiple times, I mean it. This episode not only was a great finale to the second season, but offered a ton of exciting action scenes, intriguing plot points, and an eye-watering surprise at the end of the episode, which we will get into later in the video. But before we dive into all the goodies, if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, as well as check out all of my social media, which will be in the description below, along with my Patreon and merch shop. And with that out of the way, let's get into the breakdown. So, firstly, the episode is called The Rescue, which is, of course, talking about the rescue of Grogu. So the finale begins with Slave One chasing an Imperial shuttle, like the one we saw in Empire Strikes Back when the Emperor arrived at the Death Star. They capture the shuttle, and on it is Dr. Pershing with two Imperial pilots. Mando asks the doctor if Grogu is safe, and he says he is, and that his blood was used for cloning. Later in the episode, we actually find out who they are using this blood to clone. Mando, Boba, Cara, and Fennec all take the ship and go to a planet, where they find no other than Bo-Katan and Mercedes Renando. They agree to go with them and come up with a plan to get into Moff Gideon's Imperial cruiser. The plan is simple. Use Slave One to shoot at the Imperial shuttle and request access to a hangar. And once they're in, Mando splits up with the rest of the pack to find the child, while the rest search for the Darksaber. Everything is all well until the cruiser starts to deploy TIE fighters, and the Imperial officers tell them to wait until all the TIE fighters have left the hangar. Mando and Bo-Katan refuse to listen and crash into the hangar while Boba Fett jumps into hyperspace. They walk out shooting while Mando waits in the shuttle. Moff Gideon senses a trap and orders the officers to deploy the Dark Troopers. Since they are robots, I'm guessing they have to have some sort of charge before they can be released, so they don't attack as soon as they are deployed. This is when Mando leaves the ship and off to find Grogu, trying to hurry before the Dark Troopers are released. Cara Dune, Bo-Katan, Mercedes, and Fennec make their way through a cargo area that leads to the control bridge where Moff Gideon is. Back to Mando. He accidentally walks down the same hallway where the Dark Troopers are being released. As the door slowly starts to open, he closes the door before they all escape. Just as the doors are about to close, one of the Dark Troopers manages to reach his hands through the doors and pry them open like it was nothing, and punches Mando to the other side of the hallway. The doors close so that no other Dark Trooper can escape, and Mando has to battle the Dark Trooper. He tries to shoot at it, and it does nothing. The Dark Trooper grabs a hold of him and punches him multiple times in the head. His helmet begins to dent into the hallway walls. The Dark Trooper then throws Mando again. Mando then gets his spear made of Beskar and stabs the Dark Trooper in the neck, which disables him. As Mando gets up, he opens the space latch and all of the Dark Troopers fly out into space. Meanwhile, Cara Dune and the rest of the team make it to the hangar, where they kill every officer in their path. Moff Gideon has vanished. No one knows where he is at this point. It cuts to Mando fighting more stormtroopers, then finding the door that leads him to Grogu. He opens the door to find Moff Gideon holding the Darksaber inches away from Grogu's head. Mando learned that Grogu was being used to clone a being who would restore order to the galaxy, and he was obviously talking about Emperor Palpatine. Mando and Gideon talk it out, and Gideon agrees to let Mando take Grogu while he gets to keep the Darksaber. As Mando picks up Grogu, Gideon ignites the Darksaber once more and begins to slash at Mando. They make their way into the hallway where they both battle it out in an awesome duel. Moff Gideon's saber skills are far better than I personally thought they would have been. Eventually, though, Mando knocks the Darksaber out of his hands and brings him to the hangar where the rest of the team is. The doors open with Mando and the Darksaber ignited in one hand and Gideon in the other. Bo-Katan looks shocked and almost angry that she didn't defeat Moff Gideon. You'll learn why in just a second. Mando then proceeds to give Bo-Katan the Darksaber, and she refuses to take it. Moff Gideon then stands up and explains that in order to wield the Darksaber, you have to earn it in battle, which means that Din Djarin is now officially the ruler of Mandalore. And the only way for Bo-Katan to be the ruler of Mandalore is to battle Din Djarin and defeat him. Then all of a sudden, the Dark Troopers are able to fly back to the Imperial cruiser. Since they are not human, they don't immediately die in space. They make their way into the command bridge, but Mando and the others seal the blast doors before they can make it inside. Once they arrive at the doors, they begin to start punching it. Every punch, the doors get more damaged. Then, all of a sudden, an X-Wing flies into the hangar that they arrived in, and the Dark Troopers stop what they're doing. They look at the cameras to see who it is, a Jedi, but no one knows who it is just yet. Moff Gideon starts to get worried and hides a blaster underneath his cape, and then cuts to show none other than Luke Skywalker with his iconic green lightsaber battling all of the Dark Troopers, slicing each and every one of them one by one until he makes it to the blast doors. They open them and Luke walks in and removes his hood. This moment is truly where I started to cry. They used special deepfake technology to make it look exactly like the Luke we all know and love. Luke told Mando that Grogu needed Mando's permission to go with him. Mando and Grogu then share a special touching moment together as they say goodbye to each other. Then R2-D2 walks into the bridge next to Luke. Luke then picks up Grogu and him and R2-D2 leave the cruiser. And that is the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. So the question that needs to be answered, but probably won't be answered until we get a Season 3 trailer late next year, or just, basic information about it, is what will happen next. The way the season ended, there really is no way to tell what comes next. Obviously, we will most likely see Grand Admiral Thrawn in the next season, but other than that, it's hard to know for sure what will happen. Best prediction is Mando and the rest of the crew team up with the Jedi, possibly Luke Skywalker, and gather intel from Moff Gideon since he's in their hands now to try and defeat the First Order. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What are your theories for Season 3? Did you like Season 2? Did you like the finale? I would love to hear you guys' reactions. And thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, I would much appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribed, as well as check out all of my social media and my merch shop, as well as my Patreon. But anyways, guys, my name is Star Wars 101, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.